Sword Art Online Alicization War of Underworld Part 2 is a bit of a step back from Season 1. After the villains kind of got taken out at the end of Season 1, they log back in with different accounts, but it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. One of them is revealed to be Poe, which was the leader of Laughing Coffin. And it's explained that his cleaver absorbs the souls of the dead and makes him stronger, so I guess that one sort of makes sense. Although I would really appreciate if we stop wrapping everything back to Laughing Coffin. It's kind of getting overplayed in SAO. But the one that really gets to me is once Vect's player dies, he logs back in with his GGO account, and he just has all of the powers of Vect now, and that makes zero goddamn sense. It's not like the Vect powers would be part of the GGO account and the Vect account is dead, so I don't know where he suddenly got this, dark magic power from. It's also worth noting that the American players kind of come off as comically evil, though it is explained that they are being mind-controlled. But I don't feel like it was ever established in SAO that there was mind control, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. It feels like because they managed to take out the villains in Part 1, they just started arbitrarily giving them powers so that there could still be tension. And I have to say that despite the introductions for the heroic side characters in last season, they really do feel like they got heavily nerfed in this season. The Asana's introduction in Part 1 involves her causing massive canyons and uprooting mountains. And in this one, she's struggling against Poe. And she also drops Mother's Rosario, which I only counted 11 hits, whereas Mother's Rosario I think is supposed to be a 16-hit combo. Maybe I missed a few, but it also just did not do anything. I mean, it was a cool scene. There's a lot of cool scenes, but it feels like the villains got arbitrarily buffed and the heroes got arbitrarily nerfed. And I don't mind that the villains are strong. It just doesn't make any sense in the narrative of the actual show. I will say that this season had a surprising amount of casualties and is also a surprising amount of blood and gore, especially for SAO. But it also kind of doesn't make sense because only Lafia seems to be feeling pain at all, which the characters get their arms chopped off and they do that anime thing where they're I don't care that my arm got chopped off, but it's already been established that they feel real pain. If you get your arm just sliced off, you're gonna be having a bad time is what I'm saying. Part 2 has a major issue with suspension of disbelief. It is pretty good, though, and I do have to say that although I wouldn't say it's the most satisfying end to the war arc, it does bring you to a place that is interesting, and Alicization definitely feels like it's just the start of something. Sword Art Online seems to still be building towards a greater narrative. And I feel like this season was sort of just even greater setup for stories down the line. And this one does end with the prelude to what appears to be the final virtual world they're going to. And it describes it on text as the final and greatest battle. So it looks like Sword Art Online is heading into its final arc, and we're going to space. Popcorn is a new show I'm doing where I review exactly one anime. I realized that Water kind of encourages people to sort of sift through it and find only the show they care about or completely skip the entire episode. And I made more sense to drop a whole bunch of unrelated anime back when I was doing Wadawa Weekly, but Water as a format is kind of silly. I think I'm still gonna do Water, but it's going to be more like when I did Sailor Moon or Love Live or Nanaha, where it's for an entire show, and it's definitely going to be a lot more regularly. Popcorn is probably going to take over as the dominant show on this channel. Twitch and Discord in the description. I've been Sacrobolic, your Envoy of Hope. Bye-bye!